So starting in Inventor, you want to, of course, build a part. Then when you're done, go to the menu, Export as CAD format. Now Inventor is weird in that when you try to save it as an STL, which is a common 3D printing software, it'll export it 10 times as small. That's because it's exporting in centimeters, not millimeters. So you want to go to Options and make sure it's in millimeters. Now save that. Now going over to Slicer, which takes forever to start up because my computer's slow. Give it a few years. And there it is. So just go up to Add and import the STL that you had. Alright, so you want the biggest, flattest surface to be the one you're printing from, so that way you don't have to use support material, whereas right now the parts are hovering, so they would be very difficult to print. So you can rotate around any of the axes. I've got the axes labeled for future reference, but you can rotate it around pretty much any of them if you're just flipping it upside down, because 180, just not Z. And then that'll get your the surface you want on the bottom. You can also mirror parts, so if it's like, I don't know, right hand or left hand, that could be useful. And if you've got two separate parts in one thing, you can hit the split button and get them to separate. And then you can arrange them so there's a very small distance between them, because you're using time going from one part to the other, and if they're further away, it's going to be a lot more time. And you don't have to do this, but I'm just a bit of a perfectionist, and I like it this way. The 2D view is just the view from above, but then you can go to Preview, and then you can see actually like the lines the 3D printer will make. So that can be really useful if you want to know if the infill is going to be good enough. If you've got like a part with big open spaces, you want a low infill. If you've got a really complex part, you want a higher infill. This is, I believe, 15%. It's a good like middle ground. And then you save that. Now I'm taking my SD card, I'll plug it into the printer. And now you want to run Pronterface or Matter Control. Matter Control will be slightly different, but you want to connect to your printer first. You want to make sure that you're in the correct communication port and the connection speed's right. Usually those won't matter, but sometimes they will. That's just something to look out for. You will get a ton of random numbers and codes popping up on the right. You can pretty much ignore them unless you know what they are. So you can set your two temperatures, and that'll get the printer up to temp. And while you're doing that, load in your part. I'm loading it from the SD card. Alright then. So while that's warming up, you can just get rid of any old printer parts, clean it off the bed, you know, get it ready for the next print. Alright, when you've got all the debris and everything off, then you can take your favorite adhesion method. You can either use an acetone slurry or you can use hairspray for ABS. For PLA, you want to put down masking tape, which just on its own works really well. But ABS, either hairspray or a slurry.